Hola, feliz Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, brown words.
Well,
So cultural appropriation. How you feel about it, man?
okay, so now it's the blessed day of the Cinco de Mayo. We were talking about this. I remember, like, back in freshman year of high school, freshman year of college, 2011, right, of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a Halloween party, and all these, like, white guys who lived on my floor at my apartment complex,
Oh yeah.
they showed up, and they all, like, drew these Mexican mustaches, which that sounds racist in itself. I don't know what defines, like, a Mexican mustache from a normal mustache.
Well, you know, I've been told that I have a Mexican mustache, which is fucking racist because it's a French stash, you cunts. Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
But, yeah, and then so they did that, and then they got the ponchos and wore sombreros, and they went to the Halloween party like that. And back then, I didn't think a thing of it. I thought they were hilarious. 2017, fast forward 6 years later, if I saw that now, I'd probably think, oh man, like some SJW is going to beat the shit out of them.
Well, I mean, it's offensive, and I'll tell you why. Because if you mock another culture, you're saying that they're less than you. And as a person with power and authority, you're punching down. And so that's hurtful. You know what's really fucked up, dude? I really used to think that way, man. It's so like...
Well, that's because you were dating someone who thought that way.
Yeah, my dick tricked me into thinking I was a liberal. Which is so fucked because... And I'm not disparaging the chick I was dating. Like, she's definitely a super intelligent person, but I feel like so many dudes who date super liberal feminists, they're totally just pussies who are like, well, I want you to keep fucking me, okay. So yeah, I'm a feminist.
So I know how you feel about the whole, like, Colin Kaepernick thing, like, you agreed with him and stuff. But you know, like, whose girlfriend is, right? She's, like, this activist who's, like, into stuff like that. So that's, like, my whole theory about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing is basically what you just said. Like, the only reason he started kneeling down is because, like, his penis told him he should kneel down during the national anthem.
Maybe. That's possible. Dude, I don't know what she looks like, though, dude. Like, is she top level trim? I don't know.
I don't know, but, dude, I imagine. He's an NFL player, like...
I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe, man. I think it's also possible that he truly believed in it, though. I mean, like,
possibly.
You know, the thing with him was his kneeling...
I think he believed in it. I don't think he believed it enough to do anything about it until... You know, he had some, like, hot girl in his life who influenced him that way.
Here's the thing. I think the kneeling thing, I think he was making a legitimate point during the national anthem. It's when he started talking about how Castro was a hero and stuff, that's when it got retarded. Because him taking a stance against police brutality is one thing, but him saying that a genocidal maniac was a hero, come on, man. That's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's old shit, dude. Let's not focus on that.
But cultural appropriation, so, like, okay, dude, here's the things that drive me crazy. So, University of North Dakota.
Okay.
Their mascot, they were the Fighting Sioux.
Mm-hmm.
Sioux Nation had, like, no problem with it. But some people complained, and it was a small minority of Sioux natives who didn't like it, and now they changed their name, like, to the Fighting Hawks or something weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, like, I don't get how that's offensive. Another thing, I remember during the World Series, when the Cleveland Indians were in there, and they were like, that's so offensive, and I remember seeing a post on Facebook, and, like, they never make sports teams of white people, and then, like, someone shared a Facebook post that had, like, all the sports, like, the Boston Celtics and all these teams that were, like...
I guess Micks aren't white, you son of a bitch. But, no, The only one that I think is really offensive is the Washington Redskins. I don't think that, like, who gives a shit if they change it or not, but that is kind of like, uh, have you ever seen, I doubt you have because you're a fucking redneck, but have you ever seen fuck, I forgot what it's called, but it's like alternate history where it's if the Confederacy had won the Civil War, the
No.
fake documentary. So, anyways, what happens is the Confederacy wins, and somehow they take over the Union, even though that's not what really would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going back to an old football game in the 50s, and they're like, Washington Redskins face off against the New York Niggers. That's totally. I mean, it's just as ridiculous to call a team like the Niggers as it would be to call a team the Redskins. Like that's, I don't care if they change it, dude. But like that is legitimately a racial
I don't
slur.
think maybe. I don't know. My whole thing though about that is that the native population that actually finds it offensive is like 8%.
It doesn't. I mean, again, I don't give a shit about that. But I'm saying that is like the
thing
ones.
is, like, the people who want to change it usually are young white folk in their 20s, and
all I'm saying, I don't give a shit. I literally have no investment in this, but I am saying that is literally a racial slur.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying my whole reasoning for, like, the whole irony behind it is to protect the feelings of the natives, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the people who are really pushing for it to be changed are, like, people who aren't native. So...
Well, here's the thing where I do have an investment in it, and this is where it's kind of hypocritical for me to be like, boo-hoo, cultural appropriation. I fucking hate St. Patrick's Day. Because I'm an actual Irish person, and St. Patrick's Day is, oh, we're going to dress in green and drink green beer. That'll be so hilarious. Fuck you. I mean, I'm a drunk, but we're not all drunks, you fucking assholes. So... You know, I'm just saying.
You're the biggest drunk I know. So.
Dude, you're Mormon. Of course I am. Oh, man. That's ridiculous.
But, yeah, dude. I don't know, like, and people getting all butthurt about Halloween costumes and stuff. Like, if a girl wants to dress as, you know, slutty Pocahontas for Halloween, I think, go for it, man.
Well, like I was saying earlier, yeah, dude, if a hot chick wants to dress in something really racist, as long as it's hot and slutty, that's cool. Short of a chick taping her eyes back or putting fucking black paint on her face. Minus that, fucking go for it. Dude, I'll get my dick cards. That's great. Okay. What else do we want to cover?
Dude, I think that's it. Oh, I know, like, you were saying the two things aren't related, but it was kind of on the liberal logic thing on... It was the thing I saw AP post on today about how liberals don't want a wall built, but, you know, they're like, oh, well, how dare you, like, if you commit cultural appropriation.
I can actually defend that. And I'll tell you what. In their perspective, cultural appropriation is racism. So what they're saying is, we need to bring them in, respect them, share our country with them, but don't pretend we're them. That's what they're saying. And I don't know. I mean...
Yeah. My whole thing is I'm usually gonna disagree with that whole thing. I know you don't, like, necessarily agree with that. I'm gonna disagree with their whole thing because, like, it's just not racist. And, like, here's the thing, like, if, like, for example, like, you know, if a Mexican for Halloween wants to dress up as a cowboy and be like, oh, I'm a Yankee, and, like, dress like that, like, I'm not gonna care. Like, I think usually when it comes to cultural appropriation, the people who are offended aren't part of that race or ethnicity.
Well, that's not necessarily true, but what I will say is this, man. I think that, I truly believe that okay, I'm going to break this down as quick as I can. So I believe that human beings are tribalistic people. I think that there's a reason, even though Spokane is predominantly white, that like most black people here have a ton of black friends, and generally like we're part of the same macro racial group when we hang out. It's not because we're racist. It's because well, fuck. I mean, I'm better than you, but like it doesn't matter. We're tribalistic, so we like to stick to our own. Now, the best way to break down barriers is not to pretend that there's no difference, and not to be super like walk around eggshells around each other. It's to make jokes about, not mean jokes, lighthearted racist jokes. That's the best way to break down barriers, man. I think.
No, you're totally right.
Like, because that humanizes each other, and we're like, hey, you know, I make fun of you, you make fun of me. Let's go smoke some weed and hang out. I mean, or eat some Rice Krispie treats, whatever you're into. I don't know.
Well, someday this will be a Rice Krispie eating utopia, but I guess.
Hashtag free Cascadia, by the way.